Hey guys, Danny and Tameka here. We're going to take you through a couple of real simple, real basic guard breaks with a little bit of our own unique flavor. Hope you enjoy it. If you do, subscribe, like the video, talk about the video, share it to your friends, family, whoever you want. Let's get started. So here we are. We're trapped in our opponent's closed guard. It's one of the very first positions we get stuck in as a new person. We go to start rolling, some higher belt grabs you, throws you in closed guard, and you're stuck here because we don't know what to do. We're going to fix it easily by showing one really traditional, really classic guard break that everybody kind of learns really early on in their journey. And then we're going to show you how Tameka and I have changed that to better suit our body types and our frames. Maybe it'll work for you. Give it a whirl. So the traditional guard break, I'm either going two hands on the belt, two hands on the pants, or one hand on the collar and one hand on the pants. Either way, all I'm really trying to do is control my opponent's hips. If I don't control her hips, she can move her hips up and down and side to side. She can move around all over the place. I want that to stop. It's really hard for her to do anything if she's dead square with me, so that's where I want to keep her. Now, a lot of times we start that off with just two hands on the hips. Totally okay way to practice this move. Two hands on the hips, and I'm not just holding in side, I'm pushing them down toward the floor. I don't want her able to lift her hips off the floor at all. Kill. So I come up on my toes, and I move my knee to the center of her butt. Here. You'll notice her hips came up off the floor there. It's perfect. Now I'm going to take my other leg, and I'm going to come out at kind of a 60 degree, 45 degree, 50 degree, somewhere in there, some angle. To break the guard, I'm going to arch my back. I'm going to push down on the hips to create space here. It'll put pressure on her ankles. It'll break. Once that guard's broken, I don't want to come back in and relax because she's just going to close her guard again. Here, bring my right knee up, hand goes on the leg, and I'm ready to start passing. Either with over-under passes, or coming over the top, or swinging this leg across. There's a lot of different ways we can get through the guard at that point, but we're just looking to break the guard. So one more time. Belt, knee, coming out, arch my back, and push. Knee comes up, and I'm ready to pass. And that works really, really well for about 5 minutes. Maybe I'm being facetious, but its utility does decrease as people get better at moving their hips around and creating angles there. Most of the time, for me, and this is just me personally, I have to break the guard standing up. I don't have a lot of luck breaking guard down on the floor like that. Some taller, bigger, wider guys might have an easier time of that, but I like to stand up. So I'll show you how to use those same grips to start my stand up so that I can be a little bit more forceful with that guard break. So again, I'm in my partner's closed guard. I'm going to get my grips. If I want the belt or the pants or the collars, the stand up is going to be the same. I'm going to pick a side and I'm going to step up strongly right next to her hip. Right here. A lot of people make the mistake of stepping out too wide here. It lets her go underneath my leg and start to break my posture down. I stand up right next to her. Now this is the tricky part. I have to stand up on my other leg. If I don't put my weight where it should be, this is going to be very difficult. But my weight's going to go to her. I'm going to make her carry me while I get this other leg up. Here. I don't stand up until I get my grip I want. If I stand up, she grabs my ankles, I could be tripped. So I'm here, I come back, I find the knee. Now I step back strongly on that same side. Push it. Now I've broken the guard. You can start your leg drag. You can start to come through the middle. Or you can start your over-under passing. One more time. Whatever grip I have, Coming up, break the guard.
I have similar struggles with that very standard guard break that he showed first. My problems usually stem from just being small and not being able to create enough extension to break their lock on me, especially if they're much larger or longer than I am. They can just keep their guard locked, and I'll be pushing as hard as I can, and it's just not going to break for me. But one advantage maybe of being small is a lot of times I can kind of sneak myself inside of their legs and break it regardless. So I'll show you what I'm kind of talking about. So Danny's legs aren't necessarily as long as some of the the legs I deal with, but I prefer this traditional grip of the 2 collars, 1 hand, and 1 hand on the belt. And if I do the same kind of setup where I bring this knee in the middle and make this angle, I'm pushing and I just can't get it. A lot of times I can push enough to make space to bring this knee up. And this is great because then I just grab my collar and do my knee slide pass. I can push down on this leg as well and just go that way. So even if he can just maintain like his tops of his feet locked here.
Toes. I'm gonna get toes.
His toes, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. So I get my angle, start pushing, and I push really hard, and I just drive this knee up. I don't care what it hits on the way. Drive it up, get it in the middle. Even if he's got this locked around me, it's totally fine. Just push, start my knee slide. I can do a very similar guard break by standing on my feet. Up, up. Just like he said before, I don't want to let go of him right away because he's going to grab my ankles and maybe tip me over. And I'm actually not going to change my grips at all. I'm going to turn my knees inside, right on his butt, and I'm going to pick one knee and bring it a little bit more inside, and I actually push down and kind of crouch, again driving that knee up the middle and coming back to my feet, and I can do the same pass as before.
Alright, there's small modifications that we've made to kind of the classic guard breaking idea. Again, nobody's wrong for doing it their way. If the guard's opening, you won. You know, so it's totally fine. But this is what works for Tameka and I. We're kind of smaller folks. You can give it a try. If you really like it, let us know.
Thanks
very much. See you next time.